Okay, so here today we're going to be looking at thriving in a difficult economy. All right. So whether you are just about to start your business, or you have been running a business for a while, or whatever it is that is a challenge right now for you, in these 2 days, we are going to be unpacking specific things that will help you thrive, not just survive, but that you will build a profitable and well funded business in 2025. Are you ready for this? Yes, that is it. We are going to be looking at how to position your business, how to position your NGO, whatever it is, or your startup to run like smoothly and thrive this year. Okay, so let's start and go on, get on with it. First of all, let me introduce myself. For those that have not seen me before, have not heard from me before, my name is Ezine Mukafo. I am a certified business and funding coach, right? With over 8 years experience in funding and helping businesses grow, right? I have worked with small, medium, and large organizations to access over $15 million in funding, covering grants, loans, crowdfunding, and angel investment. So those are my core areas, and then bootstrapping. I am a business banker and an entrepreneur. I understand what funders are looking out for, as well as what to do. So that is why I'm going to be talking about funding in these 2 days and helping you know how to assess it and all. Majority of you, your major focus, in fact, when I asked for expectations from this class, almost everybody, like 80, more than 80% of you indicated number one was funding. No, of course, how to grow even in the midst of the storm, and you are in the right place. I help business owners make, manage, and multiply their businesses through my virtual CFO service. These are specifically for established businesses. Okay, I help them to turn around their businesses for profit, or to turn it around to start making 10 times, 2 times where they are from at the moment. I also have other pages that you can see me on: Funding Square, Financial Club for Kids and Teenagers, and then Succeed with Ezine. And my website is as follows: fundingsquareinfo.org. Now, let's get straight into it. What are we going to be covering in this program, in this Thrive and Scale Summit 2025? What we'll be covering: two major things, three things rather. The first is we are going to be looking at different ways you can thrive in a difficult economy. That will be my major focus today. Okay, this first particular session for today will focus on how you can thrive in a difficult economy. You are going to look at how you can turn your business around even when it looks like nothing seems to be working. I will show you the steps you need to take. All right. And then tomorrow we'll focus more on funding. You will learn different ways you fund your businesses that actually work, things you can put in place and then they work. And I'm sure you're wondering, and all of these things for free? Absolutely, because I am, if you know me well, you know that in my free classes, I try as much as possible to put out a lot and to help as many people as possible. So let's go and cover the basics in a moment. All right. So, the first thing I want you to know is that the topic about thriving in a difficult economy is not about you are surviving. Just tell me what I need to do to survive. No, is you are resilient. So, what that basically means is that you know how to handle challenges. So after this particular class and after this session today, I want you to go away understanding what you need to do when you are faced with maybe unexpected changes, policy change, economic shift, something happens to you, whatever it is. Tough times always comes. But then you have to build a resilient business, a resilient organization, so that a resilient organization is the one that not only thrives and survives, not only survives, it grows. It looks for another way, another way, another way, another way, and then you begin to grow. Nobody will ever box you in a corner. And that is my own assignment. And I do hope everything you have learned, everything you know up until this moment, please just do one thing for me. Keep it by the side, at least for the duration of this session, right? And then let's see how we take it from there. The major things about a resilient business, a business that can stand the test of time, regardless of what is thrown at it, is that it is agile, agility. You are able to change direction quickly when the market or situation shifts. You are able to change. You're flexible. You are not in one spot. You are resourceful. So you know how to make the most of what you have and still produce creative ways to solve your problem. You are still solving problems, you're still making profit, you're still growing revenues, you're still increasing number of customers, you're still doing well because you are resourceful. You know how to make use of what you have to get what you want. That is a resilient person or a resilient business. Adaptability. This means that you keep on updating, you are changing. Something has happened, right? You update your products, you can easily update your services, the methods you're using just to stay competitive, to stay useful, to stay relevant. You are not stuck like this is me, like the story of BlackBerry at the point. I know many of you may not even remember, but it was back then, it was like the best thing since sliced bread, right? People were absolutely in awe and people loved it. Everybody was using it. It introduced us to the chat movement, right? We could just send instant chat, it gets to somebody anywhere in the world. And it was like a novel idea. But competition started coming in because guess what? That's what happens when you come up with a beautiful idea. It's not yours for a long time. But what do you need to do? You need to keep iterating, keep improving on yourself, keep being adaptable, keep being agile. You go with the trends and you stay competitive because people can come and take it. So they didn't. BlackBerry got stuck in their ways, and other solutions came. WhatsApp innovated even in ways that we can, and you can use it on any phone. It's no longer you must have the same BlackBerry phone for you to chat. You can now use any phone, just download the app. They refuse to change. Same thing with Nokia. Same thing with a lot of all these businesses that have died, like the Blackboard. The blackboard died. I'm sure for a long time, nobody believed that that could happen. But as innovation, as competition comes up, as people become more and more creative, as ideas continue to push through, you need to stay ahead of the curve. A resilient business is adaptable. And then your persistence. Stay focused on your goals. Even with setbacks, stay focused. Don't become depressed. Feel sad, feel bad, but keep it moving. Never stay on one place or start feeling so terrible that you're wondering what else can you do, and then maybe you change what you're doing. Move. No, stay focused. All right. That is a resilient business. That is a resilient person. You're agile, you're resourceful, you're adaptable, you are persistent, you keep pushing, you keep pushing. All right. Now, this thing about setbacks, this is a quote that I just want to leave with us. Setbacks don't define you, comebacks too. So it's not about your setback. Everybody experiences a setback. Nobody, even as individuals, as businesses, you will surely face setbacks. But that is not where the story ends. The comebacks is what matters. The most successful businesses are those that avoid that are not those that avoid failure, because failures are happening. Failures will happen. In fact, it's even a part of the process. But those that learn from their mistakes and come back stronger. The most successful businesses are not those that avoid failure, but those that learn from their mistakes and come back stronger. So now, today, whether the mistake was yours, whether you took some bad decisions and entered into toxic debt or different things that put you where you are, whether it was the economy, whatever it was that you are at this point and you're facing major setbacks or wondering, how can I turn the tide? How can I 2x time 5x 10x my business? That is what we are going to be doing. The first thing I want to focus on now, before we start talking about what specific things we should do to turn our business around, is I want us to know how to identify opportunities in tough times, because this is a challenge. And most people, when they see problem, when they see a difficult situation, you just start complaining. You start to imagine the world is about to end. No, challenges create very unique opportunities, and I want us to begin to see how you can identify those different challenges and think about it. Bring a pen, bring a paper, and just open your mind for a moment for me, all right? The first thing, there are two parts. The first is analyze the market, your own market. Understand the problems, right, around you. Listen to your customers' complaints. Listen to the complaints of other people. Listen to what people are complaining about that your industry, that you don't be stuck and be because this product is so amazing, you are just flowing with it. Don't be like BlackBerry. Don't get emotional about your product or service. Be realistic and focus on what you are doing so that you learn and know when to make changes. Observe the market. Research, leverage market research. Go to your customers, ask questions, identify the gaps, monitor your competitors. What are they doing wrong? What are people complaining about? Use your time, check their social media pages, check the comment section, check the various things and monitor. Don't just be about, oh, I'm the best in the industry. Okay, it's just a matter of time. You need to keep up with what is going on around you. Also, check out Google Trends that publish trends about industries and specific areas. Use it. All right. Spot underserved needs. Understand what has changed, what is going on, what are those needs that are currently available. And guys, if you have been looking for a way to start a new business, these are the things you need to also look at. Look at underserved needs that are not being served 100%. And nobody can serve everybody 100%. In your country, where you are, wherever you are, take your time and observe. Whether online, whether physical, observe. Find out where people are always complaining. Find out things that are essential that people need, but they don't easily have access to it, but you know how to, or you can suss it out. Find out. Let me give an example. There was a particular period of time, especially during the COVID, a customer or a client of mine, everybody was on lockdown. People were looking for how to order food because they still have to eat, but they were on lockdown. So how was he now able to um, produce or source? He used to supply to fast food chains. So this client manages, he runs a poultry, a frozen food poultry, right? So he freezes chicken and processes it in different things. So at the time, 2020, he was stuck. That was when he met with me. So at that point, we're now looking at what can you do? Let's observe the environment. We now started looking around. I told him to take his time and observe. As him and others around him, you can't go to a fast food. Nobody's going to a fast food because people are on lockdown. What do you do? So we then came up with this, opening up small kiosks in different hubs of communities, different estates, block of estates. You set up something like it's just mobile. Let's even test it. We tested it. You'll be supplying eggs, supplying chicken, and guess what? It turned out to be that even during lockdown, he made the most revenue he has ever made since he was started running business. But guess the most interesting thing? When the lockdown lifted and people could go on with their lives, he continued with the fast food that was making him hundreds of millions in naira in Nigeria and added the new lines he had already introduced. Guess what now happened? The guy from making hundreds of millions was now in the billion realm because he understood the market, he observed the market, he analyzed it, and then he took action. All right. So the next thing I want us to focus on is looking at the emerging trends. What are the trends in the economy? So remember again, whether it's your business or is for a startup, I'm sharing things that you can run with. All right. So what are the things that are coming up around you? What are these things? Remember, we're trying to identify opportunities in tough times. So you're looking at technology. If you're a technology savvy person, you don't even need to be I will tell you a story, maybe before the next session, so that you get an idea of what I'm talking about, right? You look at technology. What are the latest trends? AI, 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 AI. Okay, what does it mean for me? Like, I can tell you for a fact, I know how AI is going to disrupt my own service. And I'm positioning myself so that when it happens, I'm already ahead of the curve. How will it disrupt you? What's happening? Don't be overtaken by event and be like you're coming from the stone ages. No, things are happening. You need to keep up with it. Are you still not on the digital platform? Everything about you is offline. No problem. Especially in Africa, offline works 100%. But guess what? Unlock the digital world, because very soon it will begin to take over as more and more younger population dominate. Agriculture is another area that is always in, always in. People have to eat, people have to eat, people have to eat. Renewable energy is always going to stay. Monitor the trend there, understand what is going on there, understand how we can transform your own business. So different people come to you and say, well, I want to transform my power from water, hydro, I want to make it solar, or I want to use wind, or I want to turn my waste into energy. So different things, monitor, track, we'll look at what is going on and stay ahead of trends. Logistics and supply chain, guys, guess what? No matter what is happening in the economy, no matter where you are, no matter in demand, not in demand, you see, transportation will forever be in demand because people have to move from one point to another. People have to move goods from one point to another. Now, the technology around it may change, the innovation around the transportation may change, but transportation will always be there. So understand how transportation can disrupt or improve your business and stay ahead of it. Also look at how you can make what you are using, your product or your service, affordable and accessible to people. Affordability is key in a difficult economy. Accessibility is key. People are still spending money. People are still spending. Don't get it twisted. People are still spending money. The money did not go anywhere. It's just now being prioritized and going to specific areas. There are things that people always spend their money on. And can you guess what that is? In fact, in most African countries, over 70% of expenses go to food and food. And of course, you can't even eat it suffices, right? Because we have to be alive. Okay, so there are other things like health and all. People start prioritizing, but they're still spending money. And even beauty, even fashion, people are still spending money there. But guess what? They're not prioritizing. They are prioritizing. So you need to know where the priorities are moving and then you get on with it. All right. So let's take a break and then we'll come back and look at how you begin to position your business to turn it around, turn it around, turn it around.